Well, I guess I'll go first, and second, and third. And you get to go fourth. But what do I go fifth? So who knows? First of all, to answer, Petra, is that your name? To answer your question with regards to cooperation, absolutely. We are more than happy to cooperate. I think, in fact, you've already seen that with John McCain. We haven't been elected president, and I don't presume that until the voters speak on election day. But you saw a good example of that with the recent situation that happened between Russia and Georgia, when Russia used aggressive tactics to invade Georgian sovereign territory. And what was interesting was the response. The response from my good friend, Senator Buzz Thomas's candidate, Senator Obama, was that both sides need to calm down, sit down, and debate. That was not John McCain's response. John McCain was very strong that Russia was at fault, that Russia was the aggressor, and that Georgia was having their territory invaded. He was strongly in support of Georgia, and what we want is for NATO to work with NATO and to have NATO and us together help to restore Georgian sovereignty, because it is a dangerous place, and Russia is on the prowl again. And what they want to do is not only reassert their hegemony over some of their former states, but interestingly, with Georgia in particular, what they're looking to do is to control some of the energy lines that cross through that country. That would give them even more of a stranglehold on energy, which ironically is even more why John McCain is right with his Lexington project to advance on all fronts and not only do renewable energy, but to move forward with clean coal technology and nuclear and oil exploration and drilling. So we are happy to work with other countries. We think that that's something that there's no reason for us not to. And so as far as that goes with NATO and other countries and treaties, we're happy to work with other countries. That's not a problem. Secondly, you talked about our economic plan. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear enough before, but there is a fundamental difference between the two camps. One wants to shift power, money, and resources to Washington, D.C. so that the federal government is more in charge. What we want to do is transfer that, make sure that you keep more of your wealth, you being the public writ large, in Michigan and around the country. And by that I mean taxpayers, I mean the middle class, I mean small businessmen and women, I mean those who are self-employed, and we've got a strategy to work with the big three. I can get into that if you want to, but we've got a lot of questions to go through. The point is that what we want to do is unleash the entrepreneurial spirit, because our problem is that we need more jobs. When you create jobs, you solve a host of problems. It deals with everything, because most Americans get their health care through their employers. So when you create a stronger, more vibrant economy, you in turn help the health care system. That's part of the way you get people who are uninsured now back insured when you have a growing and vibrant economy. We see that in Michigan now, because Buzz was right. There are 1 million people who are uninsured in the state of Michigan right now. Part of that is because we are in a single state recession. We have the highest unemployment rate in the country. We desperately need jobs and growth in this country. And I see there's a number of people that ask questions, so I'm not going to use my time. I know Buzz has to respond as well. But with regards to education, your third point, where John McCain is coming from, is that we need to put students and parents first. And what that means is we need to have great public schools. We need to recruit and train and pay for good teachers. We need to reward good teachers with merit pay. Those teachers who are not performing after they've had counseling, after they've had help, if they're still not performing, we need to help those teachers find another line of work. But most importantly, what we need to do is make sure that no child and no parent are trapped in failing schools. And that means choices. And that means choices not just among public schools, but charter public academies, and also private schools as well. And I know Buzz has mentioned the Wall Street Journal many times. I'm very happy, pleased to see that you're reading the Wall Street Journal. Keep that up. And I will tell you that the Wall Street Journal recently wrote specifically about these two candidates and their education plan. And there's no question that the McCain plan gives more power to students and to teachers, because if schools are failing, it makes no sense to force them to go. Now look, Senator Barack Obama is a good and honorable man, and I applaud his race for the presidency. It is historic, an historic race for the presidency. But interestingly, he and his lovely wife Michelle exercise their right to choose and send their children to private school. And I think because they love their kids and want the very best education. You know what? Every parent wants the very best education for their child. But not every parent can afford to send them to private school. So what do we do about these parents in inner schools whose kids are trapped in failing schools? You try to help the schools fix. You try to work with the teachers. But you know what? We shouldn't force parents and students to continue to go to failing schools. And that's what John McCain's position is.
Thank you. Yes. Where to start? I think I'm more comfortable with Rusty's vision of foreign policy than John McCain's vision of foreign policy. Because certainly everything that I've heard along the campaign trail would suggest that there is no end, there is no immediate end to our occupation and war in Iraq. Is it 10 years? Is it 20 years? Is it the mythical 100 years? With Barack Obama, you know that the war in Iraq will be over within the next 16 months, and our troops will be redeployed to appropriately police the world where the real hot spots are. And that is a critical difference between the two candidates. And I believe when you talk about the economy and you talk about jobs, you have to have a conversation about responsibility. And it's not just the responsibility of state government, it's not just the responsibility of individuals to do better, it's the responsibility to expect more from those that much is given. And companies on Wall Street under the Bush administration have gone unchecked, and it is destroying our economy, it is melting down our housing markets, it is melting down our insurance markets and our mortgage markets. And that unchecked is what Senator McCain seems to be offering, and that is absolutely unacceptable. When it comes to education, I believe Barack Obama has it right. First and foremost, you have to start with early education. Every child from 1 to 5 needs to get into preschool, needs to begin that lifelong learning opportunity that happens with early education, and that will be a hallmark of the Obama presidency. Yes, we have No Child Left Behind. It sounds good. It was well-intentioned, and it was bipartisan. However, Senator Obama will fix No Child Left Behind to not only seek penalties, but actually put money behind so that schools, once identified as not making adequate yearly progress, can actually fix the problems that have been identified by our reliance on testing. And so fixing No Child Left Behind will be a critical component of a real education policy. Teachers need to stop scapegoating teachers in public schools across the country as being a part of the problem. The single most important person outside of a mom and dad when a kid leaves their house every morning for the bulk of their life will be that teacher that they associate with. And we need to reward innovative teachers, we need to reward succeeding teachers, teachers that are committed, and teachers that are making sure that they're giving back and going into communities where education has not always been an achievable dream for them. President Obama will make sure that the war on teachers ends and that they are respected and rewarded. Finally, we have to make college more affordable. The 21st century, high school education does not get it anymore. You have to have advanced education. And the Obama campaign, in my estimation, is the only one truly talking about making college more affordable. Let's all face it, for those of you that are here as students, some of you have to work 1 job, maybe even 2 jobs. How do you find time to do your homework? How do you find time to enjoy the learning experience that you have? Well, with the Obama presidency, you will get a $4,000 tax credit in exchange for a very reasonable amount of public service. That is something that will build community, it will build a sense of being an American again, and it will make us smarter, and it will make us successful. Thanks.
Thank you. Next question, please. This question is for both candidates. As it stands right now, in 10 years, Medicaid and Medicare will consume 33% of the federal budget. By 2050, it will consume all of the federal budget. What do both parties have for solution?
I can let you know that Medicaid and corrections already is there. We're consuming about 70% of Michigan's budget right now on Medicaid. And why is that? Because we have so many uninsured. Medicaid and Medicare provide health care security for senior citizens and for those who the safety net, who employer-provided health care has not been able to help. We must have an aggressive policy that makes health care for all American citizens a priority. I believe you can save Medicaid and Medicare and make them working entitlements when you actually have a president that agrees that there is a problem. And throughout his career, I don't believe that Senator McCain has acknowledged that we have a health care problem in this country. Universal health care, the right for all citizens to have health insurance, should be a fundamental right. And under President Obama, changing the debate and actually creating the efficiencies and the reforms in the insurance industry that put people into insurance plans, affordable insurance plans, will ease some of the stresses on the federal government and state governments that are left holding the bag, picking up the pieces where Washington has failed.